All right, Shalom,
Shalom.
Akim. Before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and His Son by their true names.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Ha-Rakak,
Harakakadash.
Radash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to all my Akim of Great Millstone pushing this truth throughout the four corners, wherever you're scattered. Shalom, Akim, we're almost out here. Shalom.
Shalom.
In today's video, we're going to be going into the word ruddy, dealing with King David, showing that he wasn't an Edomite.
God.
All right.
All right, we're going to start off with 1 Samuel 16 and 12. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. All right, and I'm gonna get that word ruddy in the blue letter, because Esau will try to use this to confound Jake, who aren't well studied in this specific topic. All right, just the word ruddy. Admoni, it says red, ruddy of Esau as an infant. That's H132. All right, Strong's definition saying red or ruddy. All right, so Esau will try to use this against us. Oh, King David must have been an Edomite, because it's describing him with the same word it would describe Esau with.
Okay.
And really in that, they go that far, they're admitting to themselves that they're the Edomites, but you know.
Okay. And they have a few bones in
The blue letter.
letter.
Alright, get that.
This 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, and we see what Satan trying to pull. He's deceiving the rest of the people, but he's not deceiving the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, we're part of that number.
Esau uses his terminologies and his words, his vocabulary and shit to confound Jake. Alright, and get that. I get Ruth 4 and 10.
Okay.
Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, and the importance of this is that Ruth is actually King David's grandmother. And if you're in the know or whatever, you know the Moabites are the so-called Chinese. So it's not unlikely that King David would have had a lighter complexion than most of his brothers or whatever, his Israelite relatives. The wife of Mahlon have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up in the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place. Ye are witnesses this day. And mainly the whole point of that was just to show his grandmother was a Moabite. Right? So even way back then, there was mixed breeding going on. It's not a common thing for Israelite men to take women from these other nations. Right?
What's the next?
Yeah, Matthew 1 and 5.
Here we go. Matthew chapter 1 verse 5. And Salmon begat Boaz of Rachab, and Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king.
Alright. I'm going to get that Zondervan definition of ruddy real quick. In the Zondervan's Bible dictionary, ruddy is defined as a word used to refer to as red or fair complexion, in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrew Israelites. Right? Jesse was a Hebrew Israelite. David was a Hebrew Israelite. His son, King Solomon, was a Hebrew Israelite. So someone had to have pigmentation in the mix of all these brothers. Alright?
Oh, yeah.
Next verse.
And, he came down the direct line from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it's just like today when, you got an Israelite, he'll pop a Edomite woman, and, the baby will come out, ruddy or whatever, Come out light-skinned.
And in some cases, the baby will still come out dark. like, come on now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now this Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. And it's Solomon speaking. And knowing that King Solomon is David's son, that should, get some cylinders clicking. That should alert you a little bit. It says, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. All right?
Oh, yeah. So, that was going into how good he looks, and
that word comely. And that word comely actually has something in common with the word ruddy that we're gonna bring out. That we could bring out right now, actually.
Come on.
All right, it's the definition of the word, the synonyms and antonyms for the word ruddy in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. All right, synonyms and antonyms for ruddy. Synonyms: blooming, florid, flush, full-blooded, glowing, red, rosy, rubicund, sanguine. All right. Now listen to this: bronzed, brown, suntanned, tanned, bloomy, blousy, blushing, flushed, pink, pinkish, warm. All right. Now listen to these antonyms for the word ruddy: ashen, ashy, doughy, livid, lurid, mealy, pale, paled, palish, pasty.
Cuts. Cut.
Alright, this one right here is very to the point. White-faced. Yeah, like there ain't nothing you could say against this. Alright? And then we get the definition of synonyms and antonyms. A synonym is a word or phrase that means exactly or nearly the same as another word or phrase in the same language. Alright? So we read all those words that were similar to ruddy. And what do they identify with? Him having, like, pigmentation. Alright? And that word antonym, you get the definition of that. A word opposite in meaning to another. Alright? And as an example, it says bad to good to make that comparison. It's like how far on the other side of the spectrum it is. And what were the antonyms? White-faced. Pale.
Opposite.
So these things cannot resonate with the word ruddy, meaning they cannot resonate with King David.
Mr. E got some explaining to do.
Get that Job 9:24. You want me to get it?
Yeah.
It's Job. It's Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Esau's the only one known for covering the faces of the judges. These major men in Israel. What's the need to cover up our faces if it's not important? The faces of King David, the faces of Yahushua, the angels. Why do you have to depict them as Edomites if it holds no importance? If color is not important, what are you changing everybody's color for? All right, then you get that first Maccabee.
Nobody else, no other, nation did that but Esau.
Yeah, you don't see fucking Moab. You don't see these Chinese and Japanese making an Asian Jesus. You don't see fucking these Hamites making a super dark skinned Jesus depiction.
And this first Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Alright? And that's what Esau, the so-called white man, has done. He's painting, he's changing, which goes back into iconoclasm. He's trying to hide this truth from Jake,
Replacement theology too. Yeah. All right, now this is Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. We are not new. We are not ignorant to Satan's devices. This isn't like a new trick. Esau's a old dog with no new tricks. He's pulling the same shit over and over, and we're getting wiser and wiser to his trickery. All right.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty much it for this lesson. Hope it was edifying.
So you bring up one precept.
Oh shit, bring it out.
Going into back what we were saying, with Boaz and Ruth, just like a Jake today, if a so-called Negro, pop a woman of another nation, that baby gonna come out, light skinned or ruddy, and just going bringing this precept out to show you that it's the woman doesn't dictate the nationality of the child.
God.
You know, this Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. Here it goes. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. All right, and you know, it's telling you that it goes by your father.
God.
You know what pedigree your father is. You know,
God.
whether he's you know, a Judah, Benjamin, or Levi.
Right. And to get on that point, Boaz was an Israelite, and he had Ruth or whatever. So knowing that, the Edomite isn't even in the mix in that situation. So if anything, you can't say he was an Edomite. You can say he was if you want a stronger point, you can say he was a Moabite maybe, but it wouldn't make sense for him to be an Edomite.
That shows you that man, Esau don't know what the hell he talking
exactly.
about.
Just
how you get a Edomite from an Israelite and a Moabite?
Yeah, it's like come on now. This is just ridiculous, but that's it.
Con.
All right, you can take it out.
Con. And with that, Lord willing, it was edifying, Akim. And before we leave, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and His Son by their true names. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh by Hashem, Ha-Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and honors and salutation to my Akim of Great Millstone pushing this truth throughout the four corners. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
A ball.
A ball.
And Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Con.